Alright, trip number 2. Looking at this map, I still see a few things up with it. First of all, there's this tiny enclosure right here, but I don't know if there's anything there, actually. So, when I pass by that little area, I'm going to be looking for shortcuts into it, because I expect something to be in there. Likewise, there's still this empty spot on the left side over here, that I expect one of the left side warps to go to. But we still need to explore the left side warp, so we're just going to try and arrow our way back. First, I'm going to check the left wall over here, see if there's entrance to that. No, there is not from this side. Let's quickly make our way over here. We are still exploring the northern forkage, but I want to see where the south takes us, because we've explored a lot of the left side options by now. So it might lead to a warp we're familiar with, and might just be a shortcut to the left, which would be convenient. It would, which would disallow the having to go through the hopper again. Okay, let us go through this warp. It is a shortcut to this prong over here. And I believe this is a BTSO. Yes, this is a BTSO, so let's see if this one over here is a BTSO. I doubt it, since we haven't gone through it yet. No, this leads us back here, which is good. It essentially closes the circle, which is fine. I want to check behind the Asterios point here. Same reason as before. Okay, so we haven't gone through this southern warp down here just yet, and I believe that's the only warp we haven't gone through just yet. Since we just took the southern warp just now. I'm going to quickly, though, I know this seems redundant, but I hate missing sections of the map as much as the next guy. Should have caught this. Should have caught that. Well, I'm glad we caught this now. I'm sure some guy probably yelled at me in the previous 10.1 about missing that out, but oh well. Okay, since we know these guys are programmed to do one thing and one thing only, I'm going to be sitting here for a while. I'll see you guys in a second. Apparently they are capable of doing normal attacks, but they still seem to prefer healing way much more. Yeah, that fight clocked in by about 3.5 minutes by itself, so yeah, but I barely wasted any TP other than one does by doing it, though. Or 5, 6, 7 heals, and so a little bit of TP off of her, and that's it. Oh, of course. Bravant on one side, Swinnard on the other side. Who saw that coming? I'm gonna see you guys in a second as I make my way back to the center room. Or we can have a new set first. Alright, since this is kind of a thing. There. Actually expecting the guy on the left to die, so that might be a small setback in my plan. Not really. It wasn't a huge setback at all. Okay, we're going to suicide the guy who got his charge out. And otherwise we're going to be fine. I kind of was expecting for Evil Eye Suicide to just stop working around this point, but with enough luck, it's negligible. Got a few levels, and by a few I mean 2. Let's see here. What are you working on now? We just finished patrol, I think. Means we have this skill point, 67, 68, 69. This skill point, 67, 68, 69, 70, and 71. We have 6 skill points left. Where do I want to put those? 6 skill points left. 6 skill points left. I'll let you guys decide. Since there's not too much left to pull it in, I'm going to quickly pull up her screen, so if you have any recommendations, that's fine. I'm going to keep Revive at level 1, because at this point it's futile to level it up to try to get CPR, so we only have 6 skill points left. And I don't really like CPR anyway, so there you go. We could put a few points in Refresh. I don't know if we have enough to get to heal Petrify, though. But if we do, that would be a good investment. Cure 1, Cure 2 is fine. We could put points in Scavenge, but that seems a little redundant. TP up sounds like a solid option as well, even if we only put like 1 point in it, that's 10% more TP. So I'm going to see if you guys have any input on that. Jason here, getting Sunshot to higher level maybe. And, okay. Let's move on. Probably going to get a fight after we warp, but now's as good times ever. And it puts us back. So that means we've gone through all of the warps, which means we have exhausted all other exits, and that it is hopeless to continue exploring this side of the map any further. Fair enough. Let's go back, buy another warp wire real quick, since we're not really exhausted TP-wise. Actually change it to nighttime. I should have thought about that, since the warps are controlled by night and day. That was a little wasteful anyway. I should have known I would be healing anyway. So let's go back in to the 6th drive and 26th floor. And let's deal with the other side of the maze. I believe this night side of the maze, it has the exit. Who knows? I've been wrong before, but I'm pretty sure the night side has the exit. The right side has the exit. Or at least takes you to an exit. So this looks like it starts the same, putting us in a 3x3 shooting up into a fork. It's the old typical start for this game so far. With 2 warp options, maybe one leads to start, maybe they both lead somewhere. Only way to know is by actually walking in them. This time I think I'll start with the right warp. Okay, this takes us to... That takes us back to square 1, so it's pretty much the opposite of what happened on the other side. That is convenient somehow. If it's always going to be like that, where the map is symmetrical, but the warps take you in different places due to the symmetry, that could make this place a little bit easier than, even easier than I thought to figure out. So let's see where this one goes. So this leads us to the bottom left fork. Okay, which is vastly different than the other one. But it's the same thing, pretty much 2 pathways lead to warps. We have to pick which one. Double king cap set. I want to get its conditional. And I don't know what it's capable of doing. All I know is that it looks mean. So let's do this. See what it does in response. Attack Jason, attack Gandra. Not too bad so far. Can we get those attacks again, except for some different people? Okay, so let's climax the guy on the right, and then we'll climax the guy on the left. These guys seem pretty harmless for what they are. I haven't seen them... Okay, a slightly stronger physical attack. That isn't very threatening either, so these guys don't seem to be massive threats, but they have conditionals that I can get. I'm gonna get a few of these, and then I'm gonna give up on getting them unless I need them for something else. They give close caps as their conditional. 75% chance, I think it was, I don't know. Still, it's a pretty high chance to get, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's go left first. Last time left was the back to square 1. This time I expect left to be the way of progress and right to be the back to square 1. Alright, I forgot to put the exclamation point down here in the forks to designate that they are teleportation locations. That takes us in here, which makes me think this is the squiggle lines north-south exit room. Supposing the symmetry is kept the same. King Cap, double Bloodman. Attack, Viper, Tornado, Evil Eye, Snipe. That's probably overkill for the guy on the left, but you never know. Terrified all of them. On left is killed. Linda kills the King Cap. Not what I wanted her to do, but can't always have your way. Get that suicide out, and everyone else just take it easy. Okay, and we're good to go. I kind of like the enemies over here better, because they seem to be less dangerous over here. Like, over there is a bunch of annoying old crab sets. Over here is a bunch of bloodmen and closed caps. Not closed caps, but king guys. I like them better. Yeah, so it's pretty much symmetrical, so I know what's up. Let's take this warp, see where it takes us. That's a BTSO. So let's mark it as such. And then we walk straight down for a little while, and we go back into the maze once again. Okay, so we have our usual passageway, our usual warp. Is not a BTSO. So we're gonna have to mark these. This is the hopper, so this leads to a hopper. And this other one leads to north-south fork. Okay. So once again we have a three-way. And probably means we're dealing with 4 warps. So let's start with this one. Sorry about that, had an interruption. What? You can't just put random put the FOE on this side now? Oh. I still walk too fast. Like, I should be, like, taking step cautious. No, I don't. So I just end up getting surprised by these guys. Well, let's deal with them all the previous times we dealt with this guy. If he uses his strong attacks and kills Linda this time, we do have Nectars in the reserve to deal with something like that. So let us weaken him down. All he did was attack Eric, which is fine by me. Get that dampen on him. If Dominate is ready to be primed, then we will use that. Alright, since that is so, I'm going to defend with my other characters, including Linda. Get the Dominate primed is the primary goal. We're going to weaken him down to climax range, because that's a lot cheaper to use than Ecstasy is. And a sapping would be great, as well as a defend. Eric gets hit again. But we've got him forward bound, which means his legs are sealed, which means we can nab everything. So we're just going to ecstasy him to get Eric's health back, and we're good to go. Good to go. That gives us our third axe shard, which will give us an item later. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so another one of those Asterios things, so I didn't want to ambush me, that's great. But that means all the other 3 are warps instead. At least so I hope. Of course we're gonna take it slow this time. Make sure there isn't an Asterios around the corner ready to maul me. And let's take this warp. See where it goes. That is essentially a back to square one. In here... leads us to the treasure area from the previous... well, the previous area, this was the treasure area. I don't know what it is now, if it's the same, if it's likewise. Like, if I go down, it's gonna lead to a fork with 2 treasure chests in it. Or if I go this way, it's gonna lead to a warp that leads absolutely nowhere. Let's find out. Take it slow, make sure there isn't going to be an Asterios mauling me around the corner. Nope, this time it's a fork with 2 warps in it. Instead of treasure chests, it's 2 warps. So instead of getting a rotten and a stone arc, we're gonna actually have to get to go places. We're leaving a lot of open ends around here. Let's see if the other dead end is a treasure chest, just to make sure. This place? An Excella 2? How generous of you. Okay, King Cap old crap sets. Not much to say here. That should do something. Close enough. Get that associated with, because these old crabs and these Gorazard stuff type sets tend to take longer than any other, because of the annoyance of having some healers and the buffers. Supportive type enemies that take forever to kill. Imagine that. Actually, no, it's a 2 post game. That leads us back to the fork, which is great. But I want to see where the other one wants to take me. This one takes us to... I don't know, because enemies want to be enemies. Mobs going to do mob things, such as be annoying and being themselves. That is a BTSL. That doesn't lead anywhere, that's BTSL. Let's see where it takes us. Okay, it's going to take us into the clock room, the clock piece room. Alright, since we know everything around us is a wall, it gives us 2 more options to go down, at the least. Plus a few more Asterios to give me some hassle. So let's do that. Asterios blindsided, which is inconvenient as hell. Okay. Let's see, we're gonna have to play some hardball with him. Make sure Gander doesn't die at the least. Okay, we're in good shape. We did not get dominated on him because Eric died. Alright. Whatever works. This is going to be a little harder than usual. Oh, never mind. We terrified him. It's game over for this guy. Not something I expect to happen, but much like at the beginning of the stratum, the second stratum, where I would use Evil Eye on the enemies and other FOEs nearby the beginning of the game, this is kind of the same case. I don't have like a perfect chance of getting these guys terrified through Evil Eye, but it is good enough that it's usually worth the shot to do it. That and Evil Eye Suicide on FOEs is so valuable since it makes them waste their turn. Linda wasted a bunch of TP today, but that's fine. Is he still terrified? No. He may as well have been. And good night. Okay, we're still in good standing. Didn't get anything from him that time, so it was a kind of a waste. But it does get us access to this. I don't think you can get access to this without facing off with these two guys, or at least making them both spawn and then going around the circle. That could work too if you don't want to fight them. But that would still require FOE control. Let's go through here. Okay, this takes us someplace entirely new. This is probably the way to the exit if I've ever seen one. So, note to self, that's probably... I'm gonna mark this with exit, since we haven't been in this portion of the map before, I'm gonna assume that this leads to the exit. So you have to kill an Asterios in order to make it to the exit, or at least do a lot of trickery with one, and make it go through the circle. Alright, whatever makes us reach the exit, man, I'm fine. Small indentation for right here for no reason. Check, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. You know what? I should probably be looking for shortcuts. Now that that crosses my mind. I should deal with this. I should have looked for a shortcut next to the back to square one area. So I'm gonna go back real quick and make sure there aren't any shortcuts there. Anything? No? Okay. Just making sure. Okay. That must be the stairs. Yep. Stairs located. And that leads who knows where, but this leads towards the stairs up. I'm guessing, unless they lead down for whatever reason. That puts us on the 27th floor in Prison God's Keys. Takes us straight to another set of stairs if we so desire to go up or down them. We're going to ignore this floor for now since I'm still focused on the 26th floor for today. Explore that later. I'm guessing this will wrap us around and take us to, like, maybe back to square one space or something. Or maybe lead us to a shortcut that will make getting to these stairs easier. Get back with more indentation. No such luck. Yeah, that's worth a shot. So, do we have to enter in at night? Or was there a shortcut at night? Possibly I missed a shortcut or something. But that's obviously a BTSO. Okay, let's go back down the line. Into the warp. Quickly make our... Okay, since we know where the exit is by now, there's only a few warps left in the east side. So we have to go down those. Or we don't have to, but it would be nice to go down those. This leads to... That's a BTSO. It's time to sell stuff. We have an axe shard, or our third axe shard, so we should get something out of it. And we did also get a rhino horn, which I'm willing to sell to get a Therica BX. Gay Bolg. Probably useless. Blood Cell. Gorglove. Close caps. Nothing. Axe Shard. Dragbandil. A sword. 312,189 force generation. Better than Ruby Light attack-wise. Probably want to get our hands on it for the opportunity to get more force, but we don't have money at the moment. I can quickly solve that problem off screen. Supposing the bosses have returned. And I think I'm going to go boss hunting off screen after this episode finished anyway. So hey there everyone. This has been LifeRake, and as always I thank you for watching. Next time we're going to finish up the 26th floor for real with this over here, so not being quite done. But since it's on our way to the exit, I'll deal with it. See you guys then.